Yo, why Bill Duke creeping around like he about to pull a drive-by? NERDSoul. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today we got another episode of On Screen. Not wasting no time because the city is in turmoil. Freeland is going crazy. So let's talk about Black Lightning. And at the beginning, I want to get into Grace. I want to get into Grace real quick because we see their relationship, her and of course, Anissa, their relationship progress and everything seems like it's going cool. But of course, we know that Grace got, meta abilities of her own. She's trying to keep them on a sneak tip. But her dealing with her relationship, her feelings, now Anissa got a key and she's not able to control her powers, maybe because, it's so emotional around her and she really cares and everything. And you see this nice day at the park. Seems everything's gonna be all good, and then they're having fun, and this is double dutching and hugging and holding hands, and everything's gravy. Until she's like, "I want you to meet my parents," and Grace is like, "Oh snap! It's getting a little more realer." And you saw the eyes change, you saw the skin starting to, and look, homegirl had to run out, and it, from us looking in, it's kind of messed up because we're like, man. Yo, if you would have just confided in Anissa would be like, yo, check it, look, I got powers too. And then they could have both had a great time together, living with meta abilities and being friends and lovers and all that jazz, and everything would have worked just fine. But, she didn't trust Anissa, which I guess, it's tough to trust someone when you got someone like some powers like that. You don't never know how people will react. But still, it would have just been nice if she opened up to her. But instead, she chose to bounce. But we're gonna slide Grace to the side and talk about Anissa. Anissa has been continuing on her Blackbird tip for just a minute. She's been robbing people, beating people up, doing her Robin Hood thing. And by working, where she works, she saw a woman that had been battered, abused, and all that. I'm gonna put a stop to it. I got this. I'm gonna go in there, one person by myself. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Now, I will say this. After she got beat up, they gave her like a family piece. They ain't even the two piece. They beat her up pretty good before she kind of like regrouped and gave them the thunderclap. So my question to you is, do you think she's gonna learn her lesson? Because she said everything her dad said would happen is happening. She's going down the wrong path. She's making bigger and bigger mistakes, which could lead her into being seriously injured. So what do you think this is going to leave her? You think she's going to be like, hey, you know what? I learned my lesson. I got to be smart about this. I got to wisen up. You can't just roll up in a dealer spot and just start beating people up. Yo, you got to, all right, look, you got to like case the joint. See how many people are there. Watch people's coming and goings, for maybe like a week or two, then strike. You can't just roll up in there just because you got powers. What if someone in there got powers? Did you even think about? Look, just holler at me. Tell me what you think. Hopefully she changes her ways and wisens up, but we just never know. Now, real quick before the break, I want to talk about justice and revenge because this keeps coming up, and it comes up a lot in, I guess, comics, the hero genre, stuff like that, where, we got to have justice. What you want is revenge. Justice and revenge are very close cousins, if not the exact same thing. Your justice could be someone else's revenge. Let's say someone steals your car, all right? Your car is gone. Now, the cops come, they arrest that person for stealing your car. For the cops, that's justice. But for you, that's revenge because they took your car, man. So you want to do something back to them. Hi, you took my car, so now you're butt in jail. You know what I'm saying? They run together. One is not saying they have to be the same thing, but many times they go hand in hand. Someone's revenge is someone else's justice and vice versa. So I hate this idea. And it's similar. It's kind of in that same vein of like, if you kill somebody, you're as bad as them. No, you're not. It's something called context. If you bring in, then no, you're not the same. But how do you feel about this? Because it comes up a lot in the hero genre. And I always think it's kind of like crap. But let me know what you think on, is justice different from revenge? do they sometimes mix and mingle, or are they completely separate at all times? Because I think they're two sides of the same coin. Like, revenge for me could be justice for my neighbor. Like, my neighbor might not be personally involved, but they're like, yeah, that person was brought to justice. But me, I'm like, no, they did something to me and I got my payback. I got my revenge. So let me know what you think about that, and we'll get to some extra stuff after the brizzy. But first, of course, we got to move on. Justice, revenge, whatever you think. But Cure Brand's going to help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hat, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. Once you find something you like, of course, cop it. Now, let's get into Jen for just a moment. She's, of course, still reeling, grieving over the death of Khalil, you know what I'm saying? It just happened. And with that, you see her in a moment with Khalil's mother. And I think that was a great moment to see, because I think they both need that. You know, two people being together, able to kind of lean on each other's shoulders as they grieve over this person that they love. And not only that, we see her go further into going back to school and seeing how everyone else also loved Khalil. Even regardless of what he did, they were still like, Khalil was one of us. He was one of our friends. He was one of our classmates, you know, the students here. And we still love the man he was, even though he went to it was a rough spot for him, but we still loved him. And I like Jen standing up and being able to control her powers while she's able to passionately speak to, of course, Mike Lowry. You know, the principal who, dude is trying way too hard. It's like, you can tell homie wants to run everything strictly by the book and wants to be extremely hard on these kids because, of course, as he reveals later on, oh, you know, I was downtrodden. So like now I'm going to treat these kids bad because I guess they think I should have it good or something. I'm not sure I understand his logic on that one. I guess his logic is, I'm going to treat these kids bad because people think I had it good. So since I didn't have it good and people thought I did, I'm going to treat these kids bad. I don't know if it works like that, but whatever. It was nice to see Jen stand up and take a leadership role, because now she's not only turning and using that grief for strength, using that grief to kind of like elevate herself while still, you know, respecting the memory of Khalil. You see her getting into a leadership position at her school and also taking it to her father saying like, yo, I want to take Tobias down like right now. And I like where she's going. I like where her head is at. Hopefully, you know, her dad can kind of curtail that a little bit, because you're never going to be able to stop her. She is angry and she has powers and she's ready to go. But if I was Jeff, and let me know what you would do, you know, your daughter or your kid or your son, whatever, I would say, you know, train mentally with Maxine Shaw, train physically with me. And after like a year or two, then we can go, you know, now don't tell her a year or two, just keep her training, keep her, you know, getting ready, because facing Tobias is not going to be as easy as she thinks. And also, we don't know what Tobias is doing. And you don't want to just go head first into that, because now, of course, we know Tobias got some other pod kids and they going to have their powers of their own. So it's not, you ain't just going to be able to walk up to Tobias and be like, you going to jail or I'm going to kill you. It's not going to be that easy. So getting her in training, getting her mind off of revenge for the moment and getting her mind into preparation for that revenge might be able to slow her down and put her in a position where you can watch her and kind of guard her against her own emotions and feelings. So let me know what you think about that. So let's talk about Lynn. I did not expect to see what I saw at the grocery store. They just straight rolled up on her, which was scary. And as a mother, as a daughter, that had to be a very scary experience, with or without powers, because you know your guard is down. But what's even scarier is that Bill Duke was there with like that long, like dirty hairy gun. He was just in the passenger seat like, clow. Like, I'm like, yo, Bill Duke, why you rolling around on people? Why you sneaking up on folks? Even though, don't get me wrong, I'm glad you were there, but I'm also angry that you didn't tell me you were there. Like, if you told me, hey, you're doing dangerous stuff, people from Markovia wanted to take the technology, and I'll have people, guard you and protect you and keep surveillance or something, then she might have been like, okay, cool, makes sense, I understand, just stay back, give me my space. But you can't just be lurking out the shadows and shooting people, man. You can't do that. And now, with that said, we got this Markovia tie that I'm like, word? Because Markovia is talked about a lot in DC. Well, maybe not a lot, but frequently in DC Comics, to where we know what it is, how they get down. They're always doing like experiments in that country. And actually in Young Justice, they're dealing with Markovia as well. So it's a nice connection there where it's like, okay, cool. We got this foreign interest. We got Tobias here. We got some things going around in the background where we can play and pull with these for story threads that I think will be a lot of fun. So I'm glad to see where that's going to, especially when your boy Bill Duke was like, I thought you was going to thank me. But apparently you mad because I'm following you. Yes, I am mad you're following me. Stop following me with your big guns. All right, get out of my face and back up a taste or two so I can live my life. But with that said, we got tons of other stuff going on in this story that I am dying to talk about with you guys in them comments. So holler at me, I'm gonna holler at you. Right down below, let's talk about Black Lightning. Whether you feeling Thunder or not, feeling Blackbird or not, want Grace to come back, holler at me about Jefferson Pierce. Is he doing the right thing with Lynn, him and her going back and forth over his powers, over his kids' powers? Let me know what you think. And until then, I'm gonna tell you guys to holler at ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, whenever you're at the grocery store, watch your back. Peace.